Hello Internet Allies, how are you doing? So for Lent this year, I decided to give up Twitter for 40 days and 40 nights. So this means like giving up like checking Twitter, posting on Twitter and liking people's posts on Twitter and interacting with them. The only exception for this was for when I was posting a couple of YouTube videos, which I haven't really done for a while that much, but I just wanted to share with you guys how I feel now that I've done this and what I've kind of like learned from my break from Twitter. So yeah, here we go. So I think the reason why I gave up Twitter for Lent is I feel like I've always had a bit of like a rocky relationship with Twitter, to be honest. I think as a social media, I think it's good to keep in touch with news and stuff. However, I think with that comes a lot of people who use Twitter as kind of a negative tool. And it can feel quite toxic at times, especially seeing what other people post, because other people like to post like really negative stuff and whatnot, and I don't like that, to be honest. And you know, it did kind of make me feel quite drained sometimes checking Twitter and sometimes seeing like a lot of people reacting to the same kind of stuff. Like I think like a lot of quote unquote cancel culture happens on Twitter as well, which for the most part I don't really like, and I think like it's very easy to kind of get carried away with cancel culture as well. So I kind of wanted to like distance myself from that. And I feel like with giving something up for Lent, I think probably the first week or two is probably the most difficult, because you know, you sort of like, I suppose you get into that routine of, you know, sort of like having something in your life that you have given up for Lent, you know, whether that be like chocolate or alcohol, something along those lines or whatever. So something that you like to indulge in from time to time. You know, for me it was Twitter. I think for the first couple of weeks, you know, you think, oh my god, I wonder what my friends are posting on Twitter and stuff like that. And then I think after that, I think it got a lot easier. And I felt like definitely having this break from Twitter, I think it's definitely helped me not feel as much FOMO as usual. FOMO is something I feel quite a lot. And I think like social media, I think makes it so much easier to feel FOMO as well, because you get to see like what all your friends are doing. People do post like all the highlights and make their lives look absolutely amazing, and then you compare yourself to what you see on social media, and then you think actually my life's a bit kind of thing, and that does not feel great. So I think I've definitely like improved kind of this sort of like attitude towards FOMO kind of thing. You know, I don't feel as much FOMO as I used to now that I've had this break from Twitter. I kind of felt like, you know, actually I could kind of like do without going on Twitter loads and stuff like that. And in all honesty, I'm very glad that I had that break from Twitter, because I felt so productive like recently as well. And I think, you know, you don't really realise how much time you spend like scrolling through Twitter, like until you stop and stuff. You know, it would just be like, you know, kind of wake up in the morning, you know, sort of like check my computer, scroll through Twitter for a bit, and you know, before you know it, it could be like half an hour like before you've really done anything productive. And yeah, so basically I've just got so much more time to be more productive and stuff as well, which feels fantastic. And I think it's also done wonders for my mental health as well, because yeah, because I don't really feel like I'm missing out on as much as well. I mean, yeah, I know that there's some of my friends that do use Twitter. I also think like for really most of my friends, good 99% of them, like I can contact them outside of Twitter as well. You know, whether that's through their phone numbers, through Facebook, through Instagram, through TikTok, through LinkedIn as well. I'll say that as well, LinkedIn. I have LinkedIn now. I think has also like made me realise, you know, actually who is genuinely there for me as well, and who I can genuinely count on to basically keep in touch with me. I think also with helping with my productivity as well, giving up Twitter for Lent has also helped me to have more time to be more creative and invest in like a lot of my other hobbies as well, such as, you know, my gaming, you know, my filming and stuff like that. I do love making TikToks, you know, reading as well, which is another one, watching series on Netflix, doing jigsaw puzzles as well is another one. I've definitely filled my time with doing more productive things as well, such as, you know, kind of paying more attention to my videography social media. So for my videography social media, I mainly use Facebook and LinkedIn. And I'll be honest, like those communities that I have on my videography social media pages are so much more inspiring and positive. This isn't me giving up Twitter for good. I will probably still be using Twitter now that Lent has finished, now it has passed. However, I probably won't be using it quite as much as my other social medias. So, you know, I'll definitely be like more on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, LinkedIn more, basically. So if you wanted to follow me on any of them, then feel free to. I'm going to end the video there because I feel like I've rambled on long enough. So thanks very much, guys, for watching. I hope you enjoyed this. If you've participated in Lent this year, or really previously ever, please let me know what you've given up and what you've learned from it and how you felt about it. And I hope you enjoyed this video. Please give it a thumbs up if you did. And until next time, keep smiling. Bye.